Hello and welcome once again to my youtoocansew tutorial. I am Choma also, and a lot of you call me Chimi. Today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve a leg of mutton sleeve using the slash and spread method. Okay, so I already have my sleeve pattern. This is a long sleeve. It's about 23 inches, and I've already added all my allowances to this particular sleeve. This is 23. You can see I've added all my allowances to the sleeve already. Okay, so I'm going to be using, this is what you need. You need this long sleeve pattern to achieve the leg of mutton sleeve. This is a trending sleeve and it's very, very beautiful, you know, so it's trendy right now. Okay, so what you need to do from this point here is to measure from this point to the end of your pattern. Okay, so after measuring, you now divide it into two. Okay, so this is about 19.5. I'm going to be using about 9.5 as my midpoint measurement. Now this measurement is not compulsory. You can make yours smaller than this, or you can make it even, you know, a little more than this. It just actually depends on how you want your sleeve to be. So what you're going to do is to divide it into two from this point. So I'm going to divide it. Okay, so I'm going to keep this aside. This, we're not going to do anything to this. We're going to be using this just the way it is. So we're going to set it aside and we're going to be working with this particular side. This is this is the back of the sleeve, and then this is the front of the sleeve, as you can see already. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get another paper and I'm going to be slashing and spreading this sleeve to give us the desired results that we need. Okay, so I'm going to use a wider section. Whatever you need, it depends on how wide you want your sleeve to be. Okay, so I'm going to be using this pattern paper or brown paper, and I'm going to place my sleeve in the middle like so. So I'm going to be holding this down with the tape. So I'm going to mark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mark on the, this is the middle. See, this is the middle of my sleeve. So I'm just going to put a mark there, and I'm going to draw a straight line all the way. My sleeve is about 14 inches, and you can see this is the middle, 7 inches. So I'm going to draw a straight line. Okay, from this part now, I'm going to use 1 inch all through. I'm going to be marking 1 inch. Okay, so I'm not going to mark till the end because we don't need this side. I still have about 2.5 inches here, so I have about 1.5 inch rather, because the 1 inch here is for the seam allowance. So this is fine like this. So I just have 4 points here. I'm going to repeat the same on the right side. Okay, so I have about 4 points here. So already I've added seam allowance to this pattern. Like I said, I have about 1/2 inch of seam allowance already here. So So I'm just using the dotted line, you know, to show that. Now I'm going to connect all my dots upward. So I'm going to connect it to where we have the seam allowance. Like so. So I'm going to repeat the same for this side. Okay, so this is also an easy way you can use slash and spread to achieve whatever you need. Okay, so I've actually stretched the lines. Now what I'm going to do is to cut through the line. So I'm going to start the left side. I'm cutting through but not through. I'm just going to stop right where the seam allowance that I mark is. Okay, so now that I've cut through, now I'm going to spread my pattern. So I'm going to spread it like so to give me the desired results that I need. So it all depends on you. The wideness of the spread depends on you. It actually depends on you. You can make it up to 2 inches in between or less. It depends on how full you want your sleeve to be. Okay, so you can decide to spread very wide, and it just all depends on you. So this is the middle. Okay, like you can see, this is the middle. I'm going to put a mark there just so we establish that. So I'm going to spread about 1.5 inch in between. Now you can make yours as wide as 2 inches. Okay, so you can make yours as wide as 2 inches. It just actually depends on you. 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and you can make all of them 2 inches in between. It depends on how full you want your sleeves to be. It just all depends. I'm going to make mine about 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to use my tape to hold it down. So I'm starting with this. You can see how this is looking. Like I said, you can spread it further to give you a better result if you want. Okay, so this is it. I'm just going to go ahead to trace this. Okay, try and make sure your lines are straight. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the remaining parts. Try and trace this as close as you can, or you can even use your curved ruler to trace it even better. You just gently use it through and you keep moving it. So you can connect it gently. And just keep at it. Okay, so this is what we have here. So this is wide enough for me. You can go ahead to cut it off. But if you want your pattern to look fuller than what it is now, you can come down from the midpoint here by about 4 inches. And then you connect it, like this. If you do that, you're going to get a fuller result. Okay, so you can go ahead to actually do that, and then you see what happens when you gather it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. So this is what I have here, so this is the way the pattern is looking. You would see that this is the other side we have for the sleeve. You can see this is the side we have for the sleeve, and you can see that by the time you gather all this up, you need to you will see how full your pattern is going to be. Okay, but I don't want this extra. I'm just going to go with this one here. So this is what we have here. So I'm just going to remove this. Just do that gently. So this is our pattern. Okay, so I've placed my pattern on this little piece of fabric because I want to show you guys, what it looks like. So you just place your pattern on fabric. Make sure you leave about half an inch of allowance here. Please, you can measure yours. I'm just eyeballing mine. Make sure you put about half an inch of allowance here for the joining, and also on the other part, make sure you also put about half an inch of allowance before you cut it out. So just going to cut out. So I've actually cut this out. You can see I left about half an inch of allowance here, for the joining, and I've done the same thing for this one. I also left half an inch allowance for the joining. So I'm going to take out my pattern. Okay, so this is what I have here. Okay, with this, what you just need to do is to run a base stitch. You can just do 2 lines, or you can even use pleats on this. You see? So when you run it, you're going to gather it like this and join it to this other and join it to this other side. I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like.